Inspired by an incredible Thanksgiving feast last night, a little belated but nonetheless absolutely magnificent. My first Thanksgiving feast, and it was amazing. Thank you, Steve, Ula and Maria. It was just awesome. I woke up feeling like that meal again this morning. So just getting in the Christmas vibe pretty much is what happens from now till Christmas Eve, actually, is I get in a baking frenzy or a cooking frenzy. Just a quick little trip around the orchard and herb garden. Still, even in this bleak, freezing cold, snowy weather, our garden still produces. So there's always herbs, and our fig tree this year just didn't produce due to the weather, I think, and the long winter from last year. However, these tiny little figs are falling now, and they're still delicious, so something beautiful I shall create from them, if I can stop myself from eating them. They are gorgeous. Some Christmas nuts are in effect. So basically, it's a recipe I saw online just recently, and it's just a blend of spices. So because we like things hot, there's quite an amount of chili in here, and I'll probably add some more. So basically, you just get a blend of crushed spices. This is cumin, coriander, curry powder, or smoked paprika, just because I love that. Some garlic, chili, of course, ground chili, very hot, and I think that's about it. So basically, you just lightly whisk 2 egg whites, cover your nuts in that, and then sprinkle this over and roast. Voila, deliciousness. Lightly whisk egg whites and pop them in the nuts. Choice of nuts can be anything that you like to eat. This is cashews, ordinary peanuts, and almonds. So whatever choice of nut. So then you just mix that around. Make sure every nut is coated in the egg white. Very simple, delicious recipe to eat to snacks, or just have on your Christmas table, or to have when friends come over for a drink. Perhaps not as much chili as we add would be advisable, in case everybody doesn't like as much as we do. So you can see that's pretty well coated. And these are the blends of spices that I've chosen. Basically, you could add anything that you like. There's not really much you can do wrong with this recipe. Pretty cool. It's all in. And likewise, just mix. Once all of the nuts are really well coated, this kind of soaks up the egg white, so it's all good. You don't end up with a coagulated mess. Well, you may. Still be tasty. So it's 2 cups of each type of nut that you would like, and then a tablespoon of curry powder. Well, actually I put 2 tablespoons. I really didn't measure things, but it's basically, you know, your cinnamon is about half a teaspoon. It's just for a touch of Christmas in there. There's coriander, that was a tablespoon. I didn't put any sugar in this just because we don't normally eat sugar, but you could, and it probably is beneficial to do that to make it a little bit sticky when the nuts are roasting. What else did I put in there? Oh, chili, ground chili. So I put about a tablespoon of very hot chili in here. And some dried garlic powder. That just adds about half a tablespoon. Depending how much you like garlic, you could add just as much as you like, really. So just choose your own blend. So here we go. Just spread that out on the baking tray. Smells incredible, doesn't it, Lily?
Yes.
Can't wait. I suspect we'll have to make quite a few batches of this before Christmas. Just them out fairly evenly on your baking tray. Doesn't really matter because you just break them up if they stick together when they're roasted. So you pop them in the oven on about 180 for about 10 minutes, or just until they're lightly roasted. It's just really to break up the. It's just really to dry the spice mix, and that sticks to your nut. It's really delicious. I'm actually going to experiment with a few different blends of spice, like things to have a lot of spice. So yay! Well, so much goodness in here. I cannot wait to actually try these. Smells incredible. So this is about 8 minutes into the cooking time, roasting time. So I'm just mixing up the nuts a little bit, breaking them up a little to ensure that each nut gets roasted nicely and that the spices have suitably dried. So yeah, so far I couldn't help myself. I've tried one already. Very delicious. So I'm thinking probably only another 5 minutes. So just keep an eye on it as you're baking them. I would suggest between 8 and 10 minutes, or 10 to 12 minutes. Roasting time is perfect. Fresh out of the oven, and seriously, how can one not partake of this much deliciousness? I wish you could smell it. It's insanely good. And ideally one should wait until they've cooled a little, but even fresh out of the oven is just fine. Get on to this Christmas recipe. It rocks. Seriously, I can't stop. One more. That's it. I was going to suggest that these should be stored in an airtight container once they're cooled. However, I'm pretty sure I don't really have to worry about storage because seriously, they won't last long. A few friends around and a wine or a beer, absolutely perfect. I'll try to throw together a recipe for this beautiful Christmas treat. Actually, it doesn't have to be Christmas, it's so incredibly delicious. I'll try to put it together and put it in the comments below so that you can give it a crack yourself. Certainly would suggest it. Very, very Moorish, and sure they won't last too long once people walk into the kitchen. Perfect with a glass of wine or a beer, and just one more for me. What better way to spend a slow Sunday? Yeah. One for you, treat. Really, this dog